Yo, morning guys. So today we're at Telegraph Creek Preserve. We're gonna be going for a little hike today. So the first portion of it, as you can see here, is a out and back, is a loop at that half a mile. When you first pull up, you'll see the big gate. Most people think that it's closed or locked. All you have to do is follow the path. This informational board is just letting you know exactly what is allowed and not allowed. So if you're coming in the heat of the day, just be prepared for the heat, as there is not much shade from here until that half a mile. As you can hear, lots of birds, wildlife. I've seen tortoises, box turtles, I've seen turkey, raccoons, vultures. I've seen quite a few different species of animals, a bunch of snakes out here. Love this big old oak tree. I mean, it just branches out. How big that oak hammock. What occurs, you can go left or you can go right. We've walked this to here, and this is where we're at. Here we're gonna go straight for now. Trails are very well marked. All these posts with the green, that's your trail markers. It's a great beginner loop. If you're prepared, you're gonna execute well, that's all. Just absolutely gorgeous sunrise. Beautiful. It's a big boy hawk right at the very top of that tree. Man, this isn't Halloween. This thing's awesome looking. A little informational sign about gopher tortoises. If you want to read that, go ahead and pause here. This is the return side of the loop, but then you're going to have this marker, green and pink, with another map. It's going to tell you, you are here. So what I typically end up doing is an out and back style on this trail, where I'll go left at that fork in the road and come to that scenic route and then back the same exact way. So it's awesome, and I highly recommend that direction if anybody was going to actually come out here and try that. So most of this portion is covered. Little bunny rabbit. Look at that giant mushroom. That thing's huge.
Tell me that you always thought goodbye was sweet, 'cause we always knew it wasn't true.
But this portion of the trail follows directly alongside, literally, Telegraph Creek. That's why this preserve is named that. There's some cool little guys. Along with the creek, you get some bigger trees. Oh, look at him, he's right there. Beautiful cardinal. Obviously the camera doesn't do it any justice. Another example of a game trail. So, you know, it's just kind of always good to be mindful. Now here we are back at the loop. One thing I want to note, on the way back you see a little more of this. It's not as obvious on the way out. Make sure you stay on the main trail. Usually if there's any kind of fork, they'll have a marker, and just follow the marker. And here we are, back at the trailhead. So there you go. That was Telegraph Creek Preserve. I'm gonna have a few different ratings. This is gonna be the expedition log that's rated for every trail going on in the future. If you wanna pause here and go ahead and read through the reviews, you're more than welcome to do that. As far as the terrain concern is gone, to rate it about a 3 or 4. It's not very difficult. It's very easy to navigate. You have a mixture of between sand, gravel, grass, dirt. I wouldn't say that it is stroller friendly. It is kid friendly, but the kids should be able to walk for, you know, extended periods. It took me an hour and a half to do the loop. This was with filming. It was also marked on my watch as, you know, anywhere from 2.25 to 2.5 miles, I would say. Nothing that can't be handled. You know, again, a couple hours, spend some time, you come prepared, you'll be more than happy with this trail. Keep in mind, this particular trail, there are no bikes, dogs, or horses. As far as parking is concerned, 10 out of 10. There's always parking every time I've ever been here. Also, it's free. Can't beat free. Wildlife, I would say, you know, is about a 6, maybe 7. The scenery around, I'd say is an average 5. You don't see anything too crazy. In Florida, you're not going to see anything too crazy. It's very flat down here in Florida, so you see a lot of oak hammocks, pine flats, prairies, that type of thing. This is definitely a good mixture of all of those. Amenities, 0 out of 10. There are no amenities here. Make sure you bring enough water. As far as shade is concerned, I would say that I have to give that a rating of 5 out of 10. Trail running experience, I've only ran a handful of trails. I do have to give this a trail rating of about a 6 or a 7 though. I do like running this trail. It's very easy to navigate. An overall rating for this trail, you know, I'd have to say I'd give it a solid 6. It's beginner friendly. It's something you can do with the family if you have a good afternoon or a good evening. If you were going to do the afternoon, it would be good to do it in the winter time where it's not as hot in the afternoon. Coming out here and it's 90, 95 degrees, I wouldn't say that's really feasible, especially with kids. That's not something I would advise. Appreciate you sticking around. If you enjoy the trail reviews, I'm going to have more coming at you.